What the hell does providing value even mean? On this episode of the Massive Agent Podcast, we're going to talk about specifically what adding value and providing value really means, what that really looks like. We'll give you specific examples because that term's tossed around a lot, and a lot of us don't know what the hell it means. And I have an announcement.
The Massive Agent Podcast, with lead generation tips and strategies to get you more leads and sell more homes.
I love to buy houses. I like to sell houses.
It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
Wait a minute.
The leads are weak. You're weak.
I've had better.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Here's your host, Dustin Brohm.
Hey, what's going on, Massive Agents? Welcome to episode number 12 of the Massive Agent Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Dustin Brohm. I am your host. I am a realtor here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I founded a company called Search Salt Lake. That's my real estate team and my real estate brand. I also founded SaltLakeInsider.com, and I'm a co-founder of the SnapPack Live Real Estate Group on Facebook. We're about 3,000 strong. It's a great community of like-minded real estate marketers and real estate agents. That's a fantastic group. Super proud of that. And I'm also making a huge announcement today. I've been chomping at the bit to tell you guys about for a few weeks now. There's something I've been working on in the background that you need to know about. What is that? Stay tuned. We'll talk about it really soon. So what is the Massive Agent Podcast? If you're new to the show, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This podcast is growing like crazy. I'm blown away when I look into Buzzsprout, which is my podcast host. When I look at the numbers, it's just crazy how many new people are coming on and listening. So thank you so much. And if you are new, this podcast is for anyone who wants to sell more homes. If you want to get more leads and sell more homes, this is the show to help you do it. It's all about real estate marketing, tips, ideas, and strategies to help you get more leads and ultimately sell more homes. So if that sounds cool, you're in the right place. Now, guys, if you have been listening for a while, if you haven't yet, please go subscribe to the show. If you really want to be awesome, leave us a review on iTunes. That's always fantastic. It helps us out a ton. But go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll be notified every Thursday morning when we release a new episode. Now, today's massive Q&A question coming at the end of the show is from Jeff Underwood. He's a realtor in Phoenix, Arizona, and he asks a great question. What is my pre-MLS marketing strategy? We'll get into those details later. But first, I have an announcement. Okay, this is something that I'm so damn excited about. I've really only given details on Snapchat to those that follow me on Snapchat and through email. People that are on a certain email list have gotten more details than I've shared anywhere else. So for the last year or so, I've been doing some one-on-one personalized Facebook ads coaching. And I've been able to help, 2 to 3 agents per month. That's really all that I've had time for because I didn't want to spread myself too thin. And I wanted to make sure I had the time to devote to them fully. So I was only doing 2 or 3 agents per month. But that was expensive coaching. Okay. If you want one-on-one personalized coaching, it's $1,500 a month. And I know most people can't afford that. And if they can only do it for a month or two. And I've also at the same time, I kept getting asked, hey, what I really need help with is just some ideas. Like I know how to do a Facebook ad, but what should I do? What are some ideas of Facebook ads I can run? What targeting should I choose? What creative should I choose? What should I say in the headline and the text? What image should I do? Or should I do a video? And it's always the questions of what to do. And every single one of my coaching clients, they all ask the same thing. Like that's what I spend the majority of my time on. And so I started thinking of how can I help more people to do that? How can I help more people and do it for a hell of a lot less than $1,500 a month, right? And that's great. Like they've gotten one-on-one, personal, customized coaching, and they've been, that's cool. And I don't mind getting that kind of revenue, but it's just not something scalable. It's not something that I could help a lot of people at any one time to do. So I was thinking about, how can I do this? How can I help more people to give them ideas? And what else can I do? What do agents struggle with? And so a couple months ago, I came up with a concept that I'm calling the Massive Agent Society. It's called the Society for a reason. You're going to find out why I call it the Society in a minute. Basically what the Massive Agent Society is. And this is not launching, guys, until April 1st. Okay, so you're going to hear about it a couple weeks ahead of time. I have a few dozen people already kind of on the waiting list, my first in line list. If you watch me on Snapchat and if you've been following the Massive Agent Podcast page, and you've looked at some of those posts, you kind of know what's going on here. But if this is brand new to you, this is not launching till April 1st. But what the Massive Agent Society is going to be is a database, a collection of full-on, end-to-end, complete Facebook ad campaign ideas that you can copy and paste and run yourself. Whether you want buyer ads, seller ads, general branding ads, if you want an ad to incorporate a chatbot, if you want to use messenger ads, and there's probably some ad campaign ideas in there that you might not have ever even thought about. So we're creating this database, this collection for you that you have access to, that you can just click a button, boom, there's the image you use, download that image. Here's the audience you should select, boom, 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 do that. Copy this headline, copy this text, and it's really a copy and paste thing. Now, you may have to make small adjustments depending on your market and the demographics in your area, but that's the easy part. We can tweak that. But when you can just log in and get an image or get a video or get a live photo or whatever it is, use it. You have the permission to use it. You can do it in your market. You can run it. All you have to do is copy, paste, and set up the ad. How freaking awesome is that? Now, this is not for people who don't know how to run Facebook ads. Your time and money is going to be better spent learning how to run an ad first, learning how the ads manager works and how to do it. And then once you know how to do it, then come join the society, get some ideas, and really take that to the next level, because these ad campaigns are proven to work. Most of them I run myself, but I know that every single one of them is producing leads like crazy for people all around the country. But that's not all. Okay, here's the thing with the society. The reason I'm calling it the society is because society says exclusive. All right. Now, if you're going to be copying and pasting Facebook ads, you don't want other agents in your market running the same ads, right? So here's the deal with the Massive Agent Society. Only one agent per market is allowed in. We're doing that for numerous different reasons. But let's say you're in Beverly Hills, California. There will only be one agent allowed in the society from Beverly Hills, California. Once that spot's taken, it's gone. Okay? There's numerous different reasons, but the main one is we want you to be able to be confident that nobody else is running these ads in your market. You're going to be the only one. And as part of this, we're going to create a Facebook group, the Massive Agent Society community, if you will. And it's a place where everybody who's part of it can join in. They can bounce ideas off each other. So an agent in Atlanta and an agent in Seattle and another agent in St. George, Utah can all share ideas of what's working for them, what isn't working for them, and they don't have to worry about their competition seeing what they're up to. That's the key there. We want you to feel like, hey, I'm the only one in my entire city or my entire town. Okay, your market. You're the only one in your market who has access to this. So as you can imagine, there's already a few dozen people on the waiting list. Now, we live in a big, the world's a very big place. The vast majority of you guys are in the United States. I get it. There's a lot of cities, a lot of markets out there. We can only let one person in. So if you want to stop this right now and go get yourself on the waiting list, so to speak, the first in line list to get first access to register once we release this on April 1st, my chatbot has all the information you need. Okay, it'll get you on the list. Go to m.me/massiveagent. m.me/massiveagent. That takes you to the chatbot. Hit the society option. Follow the prompts. Pretty simple. That'll get you on the list, because when we release this thing to the public, this is going to be big. Massive Agent podcast listeners and Snap Pack group members and those who, followers of my social media, you guys are getting a first crack at this. Those of you guys that are in bigger markets, that's huge, because, if somebody's going to take Sacramento, California or Atlanta, Georgia, there's more than a few agents in those areas. Now, if you think I'm done talking about the benefits of the Massive Agent Society, you, sir, or ma'am, whatever, you are mistaken. Now, because there's only one agent per market, what does that mean? What does that create as a byproduct? Well, that creates an amazing, powerful referral network. Okay? This is a group where every single member is paying good money to generate leads. They're going to be generating leads like crazy. Okay? Every single person in there will be doing that. So they're going to have referrals to give. Now, you're going to be the only agent in your market. And so because you're a member of the Massive Agent Society, you're the only agent that referral can go to. One of the terms that people need to agree to when they join is if they have a referral to give, they need to check with the Massive Agent Society referral network first to make sure that there's a referral partner. If there's not, if we don't have a referral partner in the area that you have a referral for, then, of course, you can go refer that to whoever you want, but we ask that members check the referral network first. That is going to be such a powerful referral network. When I was creating this, I was thinking, what would I pay for? What would I want to join? And I thought of the perfect referral network, and this is as close as I can get to it. One agent per market, and everybody else in that referral network is generating leads like crazy. Now, in this Facebook group, it's not just going to be you and a bunch of other agents, which is, the community is going to be super powerful and valuable in and of itself, but you're going to have access to me. I'm going to be in the group. I'm going to be active in the group. Now, I'm not going to be active 24/7. So if you ask a question and I don't answer it within 3 minutes, don't be a dick. Okay. But I will be very active in that group. So you'll have access to me. As Facebook changes things up, as they add new features, if they add a new way of doing ads or whatever, we're going to be on top of it. We're going to be right on top of it. We're going to be updating the content all the time. It's never going to be outdated information. So this is going to be the best of the best. All right, now I'm going to be completely transparent, completely upfront with you guys. Now, when this launches to the public, okay, when I start marketing this, it will eventually be $4.99 a month. Okay, $500 per month is what this is going to be. Now, that includes some other things, and I'll tell you about it. But what I'm going to do for you guys, of course, as Massive Agent Podcast listeners, as members of the Snapback group, my friends, really, when this thing launches, when we open up the doors, it's not going to be $4.99 a month. Now, for the first 30 days that the Massive Agent Society is open, okay, so basically the entire month of April, it's only going to be $2.99 a month. That's locked in for life. That's not just a promotional offer. That's locked in for life. So if you guys become members of the society, reserve the spot in your market, $2.99 a month covers it. And here's another option too that I didn't really mention yet. This is also for loan officers, okay? And a lot of agents and loan officers are always looking for ways to do some co-marketing together. So how cool would it be if you and a lender could go in on being Massive Agent Society members? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to give you a way, so if you and your lender want to come in as members, eventually it will be $7.99 a month, okay, instead of $500 a month for two of you. So you're saving some money there coming in, an agent and a lender. But for the first 30 days, for the promo price, it's only going to be $4.99 a month for two people. Okay, that's only $250 per month per person. And we're going to bill you separately. We're going to keep it RESPA compliant because you have to split it 50-50. It has to go down the middle. And we're going to make it easy for you guys by just billing the agent and the lender separately. Keep it easy. Keep it RESPA compliant. So that's an option too. Talk to your lenders about this. If this sounds cool, get your lender on board too. Now, if you are a lender, go approach, one of your best agents. Say, hey, look, I want to do this. Here's what it offers. What a powerful way to do business together. And you both be generating leads like crazy. Now, one thing I am doing too, for the first 50 people that register, the first 50 people that become members of the Massive Agent Society, I am building you your own chatbot. Okay, the $2.99 per month, that for the first 50 people, you're going to get a free custom built chatbot for your Facebook page. Okay, that includes a buyer path, a seller path, a general questions path. Okay, and we'll let you choose where those paths go, but we'll set it up for you. It will be completely yours. We don't control it. It will be your own chatbot with your own login. You can go customize it, edit it, change it, add to it, do whatever you want. It'll be yours. We're just going to set it up for you. Normally, we're going to do that for $100 for people, but it's going to be free for the first 50 people to sign up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm freaking excited about this. As I'm building this, as I'm working on this behind the scenes, I keep thinking of, what do I want? What would I pay for as an agent? And so I'm building what I want because it's not really out there. And if it is, it's $5,000 per month. Guys, if this seems like a lot of money, I get it, right? It's not $9 a month. I'm sorry. We can't do it. It's worth a hell of a lot more than that, and you know it. But for some perspective, like my one-on-one coaching clients, they only had access to me once a week. That was $1,500 a month. There's other Facebook ads coaches out there that you don't get access to at all for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. You've seen their Facebook ads. You've heard about them. You sign up for their course. It's just a bunch of videos. And I'm not saying it's not valuable, right? Like, it's good stuff. It'll teach you. But seriously, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Give me a freaking break. I know nobody can pay that, at least long term, right? So that's why I'm pricing it so dang low. The value, I promise you, is there. And I'm going to keep adding new things all the time to make it even more valuable. So if you want to find out more about it, I'm still working on the website. The website's not quite up yet, but just go to, for more information and to get on that waiting list, just go to m.me/massiveagent. That's the chatbot. The chatbot will guide you right through it. Just click the society option and then look for the email. Woo! All right. Now that I'm freaking stoked. If you can't tell, I am so excited about this because I'm thinking, this is what I want. Like, why didn't somebody build this for me? I would have paid a hell of a lot more, but I'm doing it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see you guys join and start running ads and start selling a crap load of homes. I'm just freaking fired up. Anyways, now let's get back to the show. We're going to talk about what providing value really means. What does that even look like to provide value? Because we hear it all the time. It's like, oh, how do I get more business? Well, you just have to provide more value, right? Like, it's gotten so overused that it doesn't mean anything anymore. So here's what it does mean. And I did a Facebook Live in the Snappack group a couple weeks ago where I talked about this. And that's what kind of prompted this show. But basically, providing value is giving some information or teaching somebody something or entertaining them. Humor is valuable, right? Entertain them, teach them something, help them to do something. Like, that's all valuable to people. So if you do that, if you figure out specific ways, which I'll give you some ideas, specific ways to do that, you're going to attract business to you. Okay. The whole point of providing value is so that you can get more business, right? Now, first off, it's the right thing to do. If somebody comes to you, they want to buy a house, and you completely just screw them and you don't care about them and you forget about a lot of important stuff and you don't serve them, that's not cool. Okay, so you have to do a good job and provide value anyways, but I'm talking about providing value in your marketing. So you're not always posting, hey, if you need a good realtor, call me. Hey, if rates went up, so you better get a loan now, call me. And then your freaking phone number. Stop that. Just stop it. I can't handle when I see that crap. Instead, here's what I personally do to provide value. And this has absolutely transformed my life, my real estate business, everything. So I started my website, searchsaltlake.com. And my goal was to just blog, write articles that were helpful, both on real estate topics and just Salt Lake City in general. Okay, just general local information, becoming the local expert. And I started writing articles, and I wrote about why Zillow sucks and how their estimates are crap, and what earnest money actually means, and the top 10 mistakes that first-time home buyers make and stuff like that. And eventually, as I started building my SEO and working on the SEO of my website and building backlinks, if that doesn't make sense to you, we'll do a whole episode on websites and SEO. We'll do separate episodes on websites and SEO. As I started getting more traffic to my website, people started reaching out to me more and more. They read my content, they read my articles. I taught them something. Because I taught them something, I was the expert in their mind. And deep down, psychologically, they almost, they almost owed me. They feel this, they feel this obligation that, hey, this guy just taught us all these great things. Let's call him and work and hire him, right? And that's exactly how it worked. So you can be writing articles that are helpful and teach people things. You could do videos that do the same thing. Entertainment is value. So if you're funny, if you have a great sense of humor, making people laugh, and ideally making people laugh while teaching them something, that's great. That's going to attract business to you. Other ways of doing this are Instagram stories and Snapchat. Okay. Like what I used to do, and I have not been that good about this over the last year. I apologize, you guys that have been following me on Snap for a while. And I just barely got back into Instagram stories at Brohm on Instagram. But what I would do is I would do these quote unquote educational rants. Okay. So for example, this one time I was driving down I-15 in Salt Lake, and there's this billboard by this asshole mortgage guy. And it's so misleading. It drives me out of my mind. Buy a home with zero closing costs. We all know that that's horseshit. They're not doing the loan for free. It's not a charity. They just jack up the interest rate. Sure, there's no closing costs, but they're still paying for it because they wrap it into the rate. And so I got on Snapchat and I taught some people that. And I had a few people locally reach out to me. They're like, holy crap, yeah, I never knew that. I always just thought that was the cheaper option. And I taught them something while I was ranting, while I was pissed off and ranting about this asshole and the deceptive marketing that somehow is legal. Don't even get me started on that. But it taught somebody something valuable. And I did that through Snapchat. You can do that through Instagram stories, okay? And you just have to think of what you want to do and think about how it can help somebody else. What value is this providing to somebody else? And then do it. And the key is to do it, and you hope And let's be honest, you hope that eventually somebody's going to reach out to you and hire you, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But in the short term, you've got to put it out there, and your only objective should be to help somebody. Hopefully somebody reads your article or watches your video and they get the information that they needed, and it helps them. It helps them to make an informed decision. It helps them to avoid making a terrible decision. It helps them prepare for, buying a house that they weren't going to do for 5 years, but now they realize they can do it in the next 6 months. Help somebody. Okay. And the more you do that, they're going to remember you. Okay. Whether you know that they know about you or not, whether you know they read it, whether you know they watched it, they know about you. And when the time comes, they will reach out to you because they owe you. They feel that they are obligated. And besides the obligation, you're the expert, right? You're the one that helped them, and they're going to remember it. That is the best way to grow a business over the long term. And guess what, guys? When you're providing value like that, the business that comes to you is 100% organic and free. Those aren't paid leads. You didn't have to spend $10 a day on a Facebook ad for that. And you do the work once, you create the content once. I'm talking about, video and blog articles. But when you create that content once, people are going to keep finding you. Maybe a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later. I still have people calling me because I wrote an article about moving to Salt Lake City a few years ago. Okay. I think it was like 2.5 years ago now. And I still get clients from that because it ranks number one on Google for anything related to moving to Salt Lake City. And the reason is because it provides value. It helps people who want to move to Salt Lake City understand what the city's like, what to expect when they get here, what the people are like, what the economy's like, all of that. So if you're an agent and you're just crushing it right now, running Zillow ads, Realtor.com ads, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, whatever, that's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with paid traffic and paid leads. Okay, I do a lot of it. But you should also be setting up some organic leads, some organic business by providing valuable content through blogs, video, whatever. Maybe, and here's another idea. Maybe it's a local Facebook group that you created, and you don't get in there and say, hey, rates went up this week. You better hurry. Or, there's never been a better time to buy a house than now. Yes, guys, I understand. Usually when we're saying that, like there's a lot of truth to that, but it sounds so damn disingenuous to people who aren't in the industry because they're like, that's what you were saying last week. That's what you said a month prior and 3 months prior to that, right? Stop it. So maybe you just create a local Facebook group and you share, hey, this event's going on over here, or this concert's coming to town, or hey, did you hear that this store is having this blowout sale on whatever? Like just helping people find what they need and kind of like getting people to where they want to go. That's valuable. You can do Facebook groups. Okay. So it doesn't have to be blog or video. There's countless different ways to do it. You just have to think creatively, think outside the box a little bit, but you have to also be willing to provide that content that helps somebody in the short term and just trust that eventually, the more people you help, the more business will come to you. That's just the way it works. That's how it's worked for me. That's how it's worked for everybody that I know, all of my mentors. That's how content marketing works. I hope that was helpful. If you are a member of the Snapback Live Facebook group, if you want to see my Facebook Live where, I basically went over the same stuff, but I answered some people's questions. Go into the Snapback group, just use the search for provide value or whatever, and you'll find the video. I did it a couple weeks ago. Just one more quick reminder before we get to the massive Q&A. If you want to get on that waiting list for the Massive Agent Society that I talked about, again, just go to the chat bot on our Facebook page, m.me/massiveagent. Follow the prompts. You'll get on the list. And then before I open registration to everybody, because I know people are going to be trying to hurry and get their market before somebody else, I will let everybody who's on the list will get first crack. You'll be given the checkout page and you'll be given the ability to sign up first before I release it to everybody else. Okay, so today's massive Q&A. Okay, here's the stupid soundbite. Today's
massive Q&A.
Yeah, I think this is only the third week I've used that. I don't know, it's kind of annoying. But there it is. Jeff Underwood in Phoenix, Arizona. He's a realtor with Keller Williams. He asks, what is my pre-MLS marketing strategy? That could be another 30-minute show, Jeff. What the hell? No, I was kidding. So real quick, because I know every state has different rules regarding marketing before something's on the MLS. So check with your state rules. Let's just say it's you're allowed, if you have a listing agreement, to market a listing for 3 days prior to being listed on the MLS. Okay. If that's the default rule, cool. Let's just roll with that. Now in Utah, if the seller says, hey, I want this marketed for 4 months before it hits the MLS, As long as I have that in writing as an addendum to the listing agreement, that's cool. So as long as you have it in writing from the seller, if they want it pre-marketed for 2 months, 2 weeks, 1 day, whatever, as long as it's in writing, you're good. I believe most of your markets, most of your MLSs and divisions of real estate are the same way. So pre-MLS, this is assuming that I have time to do some pre-marketing. Sometimes people need their home put on the market immediately. Like they call me and they're like, hey, we want the sign in the yard now. And as much as I love that, I hate that because I'm a marketer. What I love most about listings is the marketing. You don't get to do any marketing when you're representing buyers. Now, buyers are rewarding and exciting in their own right, but there's no marketing involved. So what I do, let's say I have a week. So what I do is mostly, I do 2 main things, okay? I do Facebook ads. So I'll get photos, I'll get video, I'll get the drone out, I'll get the footage and the photos and everything. I'll do Facebook ads for sure, and I'll market it as, hey, this is coming soon. And, I target that to a certain demographic, depending on the home. Maybe it's first-time home buyers. Maybe it's, age 50 and up. It depends on the house, right? So I do Facebook ads, and I also use the best video and photos and everything, and I send out an email that, hey, this property is coming soon, get an exclusive first look, and I send that out to my database of buyers. I have a database of, 1,000 or more buyers that I've accumulated from running Facebook ads for a long time and from other means. And so I always send out those properties that I have time to market. I'll send them out to the email list. And you'd be surprised how many people are like, hey, I want to see it. Hey, I want on that. And so I'm able to sell some homes that way through my buyers database. That's what I do. And so when you go into a listing appointment, here's what you need to say. And I know a lot of big teams, like it's one way or no way. They say, and this is kind of what I've started saying. I don't make them do it. I don't tell them that I'm going to walk if they don't. But I say, look, if you want to get the best results, if you want to sell your home for the most money and have the best buyer, then here's how much time I need. Usually I tell them I need about 10 days to do my stuff, to get the photographer, the videographer, run some coming soon marketing, Facebook ads, send out the email, blah, 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 show it to whoever's interested. And I'd say 8 out of 10 people are totally cool with that. You just have to let them know that, hey, here's how my system works. I need X amount of time to market the home, and that's just how it works. So, unless the seller has some really pressing need to list it immediately, like 10 minutes ago, then set the expectation with them, tell them how much time you need, and then do it. So for me, Facebook ads using slideshow of the photos and or video. Sometimes I don't have time to get the video back, or there's a scheduling issue with the videographer or whatever, but I do have photos. I'll do one of those slideshow Facebook ads where you can put 10 photos into a video with music and everything. Those work really well. Oh, by the way, that's something you might see and might be able to copy if you're a Massive Agent Society member there. But that's how I do it. I know there's a ton of different ways, a ton of different things to do it, but the email blast to the big database of buyers and Facebook ads, that's my pre-MLS strategy. Hope that helps, Jeff. All right, guys, as I mentioned last week, our new website is up, finally, massiveagentpodcast.com. It's a place where I can do deeper summaries of each episode. I can go in, more detail. I can give more context, show notes, also links to any products, services, or people that we mention or guests that we have on. You can find that all on the website. You can find links to all sorts of different things. The website is just getting started. I'm going to have a resources page with a lot of the products and services that I personally use and recommend, because a lot of people ask me, what CRM do I use? What website? This, that, and the other. I'll have that up there, plus discounts for you guys, because when you have a bunch of listeners, you can go to certain vendors and say, hey, we have this many people. We want 20% off or 10% off your service. Can you give us a link? And sometimes they do. And so we're going to start providing that stuff for you on the resources page. Right now, there's really nothing on it other than my Amazon store link. Bear with me on that. But massiveagentpodcast.com, super excited that that's up. It looks amazing. And we're just going to continue to make that thing better week after week. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I know this has been a longer episode than normal, but that's okay. That's okay. I think we brought the heat today. We really dove deep. And I still super, super fired up about the Massive Agent Society. I really had to tell you about that in detail. And don't forget, the first 50 people we will build you a chatbot for free. Okay, first 50 people get a free custom-built chatbot. And again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the show. And if you really want to be amazing, not that you aren't amazing already for listening, but if you want to be super freaking amazing, go leave us a review or a rating on iTunes. Guys, honestly, leaving a rating takes less than 3 seconds. You just, boom, 5 stars. Boom, 5 stars. You don't have to leave a review. You can just leave a rating. That's super helpful too. All right, guys. Massive Agent Podcast episode number 12 is in the books. Thank you so much. Massive Agent Society being launched April 1st. If you want more info and to get on that list, the first in line list, go to m.me/massiveagent. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome day. Go sell some houses.